Okay, Cookie, I nodded at the pigeon. Let's see what's going on up there. But just as Cookie lifted off into the air, the portal flared up and 6 men started filing through. They, too, were lugging loot stolen from the village. They didn't get as far as the door, though. One tripped over boxes lying about, and the other fell on top of him, and so on. I'd almost emptied the magazine of my crossbow by the time the 6th man stepped out. They didn't even have time to scream. That's how fast I took them out, and then I took care of the corpses. Probably I should stash the boxes they'd been lugging somewhere or the other as well. I ended up dragging them into the next room. Then I shoved the clothes behind the portal, took a quick look around the room, and that all done, I set off. I think I'll head up one floor and then… Before I could finish that thought, the portal again flashed, spitting out someone. "What's going on here?" This time it was a solitary figure. Before he knew it, the bolt went straight into his eye, and with practice movements, I initiated its disposal. Too bad that these were primarily laborers going back and forth. They didn't have a wealth of artifacts. I'd plunged through their portal thinking they were done with transferring personnel and were no longer going to and fro like this. Apparently I was wrong. Since they hadn't yet detected me, I decided I might as well sit put and greet as many of them as possible. I set a wooden box down in the corner and sat on it, my crossbow aimed right at the portal. Minute after minute passed, but no one emerged. After 10 minutes I began to suspect something was wrong, and after another 15, I couldn't stand it. I got up, turned to the door and… "You've been sitting there waiting, is that right?" I turned to face 2 more off-worlders who'd just stepped out of the portal. No, not really. It's just," shrugged one of them after a pause. "Why do you ask?" "No reason," I sighed. "Is anyone else coming? After you?" "Nah." One shook his head as he began slowly setting the box he was lugging down. "Glad to hear it," I said, firing first one shot and then another. But it didn't go as planned. One immediately dropped to the floor, and although I shot a bolt into the other as well, he just stood there, looking at me in shock.